Jackie Mason is here tonight. He has had a remarkable year. I think it was a little over a year ago that he was here on the show. He opened his show here in Beverly Hills, went to Broadway, one-man show on Broadway, won a Tony Award. His album has been nominated for a Grammy. He's starring in a new movie called Caddyshack 2, which is in production now, and he reopens on Broadway May 3rd. He's a very funny man. Would you welcome Mr. Jackie Mason?
Thank you. God bless you.
Good to see you again.
It's a fantastic thing to be such a hit, I'll tell you the truth.
I'm surprised you even have time to come here tonight.
I'll tell you the truth, I didn't want to come here.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed with the whole idea. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Would you have thought over a year ago when you were opening here at the, was it the Cannon Theater, the Beverly Cannon Theater?
Right.
And I remember you were apprehensive about it. You did, because you'd been sitting around for a few years and hadn't worked that much, and you came out here and it was a big hit here. Then you go to New York, and a bigger hit in New York.
It's the biggest sensation in the whole history of New York. I don't think in the history of the world there's been ever such a hit show. This is the standing room only every single night, and sometimes it's even when the show is on. It's a phenomenal, unbelievable experience. There was no way that I could have ever dreamed this up. If in my wildest dreams, when you dream about becoming a star, you always think maybe you'll be... You don't know what you'll be. You'll be working at least. You'll be performing somewhere. You'll be a hit somehow. But who dreams of being a one-man show hit on Broadway in such dimensions that it's impossible to get in there? I'm a bigger hit than every show. They want to close every other show on Broadway because nobody's going anyplace else. The whole... Everybody's getting out of business. You're the only guy I'm not competing with. Because I want to help you out. I don't want to talk with an accent on your show because I know it's going to hurt you. Because there's no room for Gentiles in this country anymore.
You know, now you close the show down to come out here and make a movie, right?
Right. Well, I said to myself, why not? Let's be honest about it. The movie business is still the most important business in the world. No matter how important any play is on Broadway, there's a kind of a limited audience that any Broadway show has. As great as I am, not everybody knows about it. But when you go into a movie is the biggest number in America, let's be honest about it. Nothing bigger than a hit picture. So I was...
Yeah, you could play on Broadway for 5 years, every night, make one picture and probably play to 20 or 30 million people all over the world.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Or you could come here and nobody cares at all.
That's right. You've made a picture
It's a fantastic thing to be on every night at 11:30. You don't care if people are watching or not, because by that hour people are busy. And if they're not busy, they're not having such a great life anyway. If a person has got nothing to do but watch your show 12 o'clock, he's not doing so hot.
What's this about?
But making a picture, you look forward to it because, after all, it's the biggest kind of stardom to be in a movie. And you say to yourself, a star, especially the lead role in such an important picture. You know, Rodney Dangerfield had this part. He gave it up because of some fight he had with the producers. Yeah. Thank God he had that fight, because every time he has a fight, I get another job.
Are you a good actor?
If he had to, I'm one of the greatest actors probably. I don't like a show-off, but I have to be honest. I think honesty is more important than modesty.
Yeah.
And the fact is, I'm probably one of the greatest actors that ever lived. Yeah. And I say it to you because you're not going to hear it from anybody else.
Somebody said you're taking dancing lessons?
I'm taking dancing lessons with Diane Cannon.
You're kidding.
Yes. You know Diane Cannon. She was married to Cary Grant. Look what happened to her career. Went from Cary Grant to this. She'll probably win an Academy Award because she's supposed to act like she's in love with me. I don't know who's going to believe this. Anyway, I always dreamed of being an acting star in a major picture, but once you get that job, you get so nauseous from doing it, you're sorry you get involved in it. A nightclub performer always performs 8 o'clock at night, you work for 2 hours, and you forget about it. Here you get at 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning to get on a set. They make you up for an hour and a half. I'm not easy to make up. It takes a little while. Yeah. Then, and on top of that, you have to wardrobe and this and that. Then you start taking the picture. And it's the same picture over and over again, because no matter how good it is, it's never right. Take one, then you did it perfect. It's perfect, except we'll take another one. Okay, we'll take 2, now we'll take 3, just for safety. Now we'll take 4 in case the first 3 didn't come out, then we'll take 5. And you stand there a whole day going, oh yeah, when am I going to live to get out of it?
And you're not used to working that way.
Nobody. If I want to get even with somebody, I'd put them in a picture. When you're a bad kid, how does your mother get even with you in the classroom? How does a teacher? By putting you in a corner and making you say the same thing 300 times.
Right.
That's for being a miserable kid. Now, if you're a star, you get the same treatment.
You never got married, did you?
No. But you marry everybody you see, so.
Yeah. I'm such a... That's true. Yeah, if it's a slow week, I get married, yeah. Have you ever regretted not
It's an
getting married?
amazing thing. Every time you meet a person, you marry them. You don't care who they are. If they show up, you take a chance. Your
Why
marriages
is it-
are an expensive proposition. A week and a half, $3 million.
Well, somehow...
Somebody lasts 2 months, another $7 million. 3 girls cost you about $12 million.
No.
I don't know if you heard about it, but girls are not that expensive.
Isn't there a reason particularly you never got married? You just...
I never got married because I don't see any reason to make somebody else a partner with my money. I had a very rough career. I suffered and struggled all my life. It took me 20 years to become a hit. And then I wasn't such a hit. It took me another 2, another 3, another 5. Then I came here. I wasn't such a sensation with you either, so I had to come back. Then you found out what I do for a living. Now you got me back again. Now it took me 25 years to do this. Now that I'm making a comfortable living for the first time, I'm going to go make somebody else a partner. It doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
This is the only business in the world where somebody who's contributed absolutely nothing to your life for your money says, how do you do? I'm your partner. And if, God forbid, you spend a week with her and it doesn't work out, you owe her money. How do you owe her money? She contributed nothing to your money. She had a better life with you than she ever had for herself, didn't she? This Yente usually was living in Brooklyn, someplace in a basement. She couldn't afford gas or electricity. She beats a guy like Johnny Carson, gives her everything in the world for nothing, and at the end of it, you owe her money.
Got a point there.
If she had any decency, she should give you a few dollars because it cost you a fortune the whole time you were married to her. It cost her nothing. And they want equality. Give you some money back. That would be equality.
Your philosophy may
I
be
don't
right
like to
on
talk
this.
about people. It's not my nature.
We'll be right back. Stay where you are. You find you even hadn't spent a lot of time in Hollywood before. Did you find it fun to work out here?
I love it out here.
Yeah.
It's fantastic out here. It's a dead place. You don't see anything. You don't meet anybody. It's a great place to hang around if you passed away. It's fantastic. There's nothing going on here, but even the people who are busy have nothing to do. You're in the middle of a $12 million deal. You want to talk about it? Yeah, you'll come to the pool. You'll sit down. We'll lay down for an hour. We'll think it over. In New York, even people who are not working are busy. Busy. Say hello. I got no time. Where you going? Hurry up. Hurry up. I'm going. I went already. I'm coming back. I'm going forward. Don't mix me up. I'm late. For what? I don't remember.
They talk about the energy of New York all the time, yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that there's absolutely nothing to do here. And it's the most status symbol conscious town in the world. Everybody wants to imagine they're a millionaire. If you go to Beverly Hills here, you can meet one person who's not a tycoon, a millionaire. Everybody feels like he has to impress you with how much money he got. You don't even see a person in the street. You don't see one person in Beverly Hills. It looks like everybody passed away 100 years ago and left the houses there. You don't see, all you see is a Japanese guard, and he's walking around. He don't know why, he don't know where. You only see people here at restaurants talking deals in the millions and the billions. There's no deal here less than 90 million, 50 billion, and these are people without a job. Without a job, every deal is 300 million, 40 zillion. Then a check comes for $1.25, and 10 people run like Saturday. You know what's fascinating to me here? This is really funny. Maybe not to you, but a normal person. I'm taking chances. I'm working for nothing. Listen to this. For these prices, I take a chance. Listen to this. This is a fantastic job he's got. All he has to do is sit and listen, and I have to knock myself out. I'm working for nothing. He makes a fortune. He listens, and I'm sweating. And they say the Jews are smart. They don't know about Gentiles like you. I just told a better joke than I was talking about the status symbols here. This is fascinating to me because I notice when you walk around in Beverly Hills, listen to this. Everybody you see has a Mercedes. Did you ever notice this? Everybody has, it's like a status symbol, you must have a Mercedes. If the guy has a Cadillac, he's ashamed of it, he's embarrassed. In every other town in this country, if you have a Cadillac, you look like a hit. People admire you. You got a Cadillac? Oh, yeah, boy, he looks like this. I got a Cadillac. Around here, if a guy has a Cadillac, he's so nauseous and embarrassed. This is not my regular car. I don't know who left it here. I don't know who left it here. I don't know how it got here. I told my sister-in-law, get your car out of here. And you know what the basic thing is? Listen to this. Are you busy? The basic thing is that everybody who has a Mercedes is ashamed to admit that he buys it as a status symbol. It's strictly a status symbol. There's nothing about a Mercedes that's worth $50,000. You have to be nuts to think that any car. There's no utilitarian factor in a car that makes it worth $50,000. They're ashamed to admit it. They'll never admit it. They'll never admit that they buy it as a status symbol. Did you ever meet one person that bought a Mercedes that admitted to you it's a status symbol?
Never.
Never?
Never.
You got that? Never. Write that down, otherwise you kill my whole joke that I'm getting. They'll never admit it's a status symbol. They'll always tell you the same thing. Oh, I buy it for a different reason. I buy it for the engineering. The engineering. Oh, you never saw such engineering. Oh, it's this engineering. This guy can't turn on a radio, but he's an expert on engineering. You never saw such engineering. Especially how it turns. Boy, does this turn. They all have that same speech, how a Mercedes is on the turns. Nothing turns like a Mercedes. There's this turn. The way it holds a road. I've seen holds. Nothing holds like this. There's this holds. He's got 3 miles an hour in Beverly Hills, and he's worried about the turns. Do you ever see a Ford turned over at 3 miles an hour? Who are they kidding? This whole town is the status symbol. That's all it is. But the truth of the matter is that I get a kick out of being here because I get a kick out of meeting the producers and watching them talking about the pictures and making all the deals. Every deal talks about only one thing, where to put the sex scene in every movie. You'll notice when you go to the movies today, I don't know if you notice, you don't seem to be that intelligent. Well, you know, isn't it fascinating to you that every picture you see today has a sex scene in it? It's relevant to absolutely nothing in the picture. But there's a sex scene today in every picture. Why is that? So far, you don't know one thing that I know. You know what they tell you why it has to have a sex scene in every picture? Because everybody does it. And you have to show what everybody does. And I keep saying to them, everybody also has soup. How come I never see a plate of soup in any movie? The truth is that more people have soup than sex. You look to me like you had enough sex, but I'm sure you're ready for soup. I never heard anybody say, I'm so tired, forget the soup. Did your wife ever say to you, I got such a headache, soup is out? Did you ever hear this? I'm getting better, but you don't seem to get too concerned. I'm having a great time with this show, I'll tell you.
Things could not have gone better for you in the past year. And the album is a big hit.
I'm stunned and amazed, and above everything, I hope people realize how grateful I am for what's happening to me. Because when you never appreciate great things unless you struggled a lot and really paid the price for it.
Yeah.
See, you don't appreciate you were a sensation when you were 2. As soon as you came out on television, you were an immediate sensation, and thank God you've always been a sensation since then. I know a lot of people, Jews and Gentiles, who tried to knock you off, fight with you, take advantage, beat you, top you. Thank God, nothing bothers you. Nothing bothers you because you don't care. You know you got the job, let them knock themselves out, the hell with it. But I never had an easy life. I had a very rough, murderous time in this business. Yeah. And thank God that I'm such a hit. I desperately appreciate it. To me, it's the most fantastic thing in the world, and I deserve every minute of it.
Hey, I know you got to run. I thank you for coming tonight. You're going to be on it about 5 more weeks for the motion picture.
Right.
Look forward to seeing it. And then you go back on Broadway with the show.
Then I go back on Broadway with the show May 3rd because it's sold out every show. I can't hurt people by not showing up. It's the biggest hit probably in the history of the world.
Yeah.
And I sincerely hope that you got time to see me again.
I'll come and see you.
I don't know if I'm going to work again for these prices, but if you ask me, I'll probably show up because I'm not busy either. So
hey,
God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks for coming. See you soon. was hoping he was going to go into that Ed Sullivan impression. The first time he did that, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. We'll be right back. Stay where you are.